Hey guys, I'm Liz with ActivateWithLiz.com, and today I want to show you some simple techniques that you can use to self-assess your mobility for your shoulders. So let's get started. So we've got the shoulder girdle that we're talking about, right? So the shoulder is comprised of 3 main joints and then an area that some people call a joint, but I don't consider it a joint. It's more just soft tissue gliding on more soft tissue, which I'll talk about in a minute. But let's start with the glenohumeral joint, right? That's the main ball and socket of the shoulder. That's where most of the movement comes from. And then we have the AC joint, which is the, acromion process meets the clavicle. So when you hear that someone has separated their shoulder, that's the area that they're talking about, the ligament that connects the acromion process and the clavicle together. Whereas the glenohumeral joint, that is more dislocation specifically. So if someone has dislocated their shoulder, that's what they're talking about. And then we have the sternoclavicular. So that's where the clavicle meets the sternum. Okay, so that's the movement, very small amount of movement there, but there's still a joint there. And then that fourth area that I was talking about is the scapulothoracic area. So that's the shoulder blade. The scapula moves around and on top of and against the rib cage, or the thoracic spine, basically that area, the thorax, if you will. So let's get into it. Here we go. Let's first talk about recording yourself, making sure that you can see what's going on. Set up a camera so that you can see all the action, and that way you can decide on whether you should be moving that way or you shouldn't be, and it'll probably surprise you what you find. All right, so the first movement that we're gonna do, that we're gonna test, is elevation through abduction. So you're gonna stand with anatomical positioning, meaning your palms are faced forward and your thumbs are faced out, and you're just going to slowly bring your arms up overhead for your thumbs to touch. Okay, so what you're looking for is anything that's overcompensating or any pain at any point of that movement. Then just go ahead and turn around, face the other way, away from your camera, and do the same thing. Again, same sort of thing. This is just a way for you to see what's going on from the back angle. So this should be about 170 to 180 degrees. So you should be able to go all the way up. So the second movement that we're going to be doing and testing today is elevation through flexion. So turn away from your camera, stand straight up. You're gonna have your palms face forward, palms faced in, and your thumbs are faced forward. And you're going to the movement's going to come from your shoulders, and you're going to bring your arms all the way straight up and then all the way back down. And then maybe switch sides so you can see the other side. This should be about 160 degrees to 180 degrees. So really you should be able to go all the way up without pain, without stiffness, without any problems, okay? Any overcompensation, anything like that. All right, here we go. On to the third movement, which is just extension, just basic extension. So you're gonna turn away from your camera again, same positioning with your palms faced in, thumbs are faced forward, and you're going to make the movement come from your shoulders and make sure to come as far back as you can. Now with this one, you wanna watch out for any extension of the spine, right, or the butt. So getting your spine involved. And you also want to try to not squeeze your scapulas together. So you're just moving from the shoulders. This should be about 50 to 60 degrees in total that you should be able to go back behind you, okay? So the fourth movement we're going to be doing is lateral or external rotation. So you want to face the camera here and make sure that you have your elbows flexed at 90 degrees, your palms are faced in, your thumbs are facing up, And you're just kind of resting your upper arms onto the thorax, but you want to squeeze just a little bit to keep in there. Now from here, you're going to bring your arms out to an 80 to 90 degree angle as far as you can without squeezing your scapulas together or getting your spine involved. So try that out. So this fifth movement, there's two ways of doing this. This is internal or medial rotation. So the first way of doing this is you can turn around away from your camera and you can see your ability to actually do what's called a handcuff motion, right? So bringing your thumb as far up as you can. So the normal range is about 60 to 100 degrees. Now with this motion, that means you should be able to touch somewhere between T5 and T10. So it's about mid of the scapula to where the bottom of the rib cage is. Okay, so somewhere in between there. So test both sides and see if you can touch in between there. Now the second way you can test for this is bring your arms out to a 90 degree angle, flex your elbows, and then from here you can just move your arms down. So palms face down, move your arms in. Now, for me, I can already feel this on my right shoulder because I know from getting surgery back in 2006 on my rotator cuff, that didn't help. And being a sports massage therapist, my AC joints are always kind of collapsed in on one another. So I already know that about myself, and that's why I'm starting to feel that sensation there. So you should just take note of these things for yourself, okay? Okay, sixth movement is adduction. So when I think of the terms abduction and adduction, I like to think of the way of adding something into the midline. So adduction, so we're coming in towards the midline. So with this movement, what you're gonna think about doing is just standing straight up, right? And you're just moving the arm across the body and in front of you. Okay, same thing on this side. Just gonna move the body, move the arm, not the body, across the cross body and in front of you. Okay, so that should be about 50 to 75 degrees in total. So the seventh movement is horizontal adduction. So we're just going to horizontally move our arms out to the side. And then from there, we're going to adduct. Remember, we talked about adduction, meaning bringing it in towards the midline. So make sure to do this at a couple different angles. This should be about 130 degrees that you should be able to go. From 90 degrees all the way to touch your thumbs in the middle. So again, you're watching for overcompensation, clicking, popping, pain, stiffness, things like that. Take note of all that stuff. Is scapular protraction. So you can do this in two angles. You can just stand facing forward to your camera and you're just going to move your arms forward. Same thing, you're going to move away from the camera or turn away from the camera, and then you're going to do the same thing. So you just want to make sure that you can do this movement without any pain predominantly. So the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th movements are just to make sure that you have no pain, clicking, popping, stiffness in them, okay? Okay, 9th movement, scapular retraction. So what's the opposite of protraction? Retraction. So standing facing your camera, you're going to squeeze your scapulas together. Standing away from your camera, you're going to squeeze your scapulas together. So that is scapular retraction. 10th movement, elevation, right? So just standing facing your camera and you're going to elevate both shoulders, making sure that there's no pain with that, particularly in the AC joints. The 11th movement, depression. So you're going to do the opposite of elevation. So you're going to depress your shoulders, so pushing them down towards the ground. And you can also do this facing away from your camera. you can see your shoulders doing it that way. Again, we're just taking note of any pain in any one particular area. Now, last but not least, circumduction. That's our 12th one. Circumduction just means a circle, basically. So this is the only joint in the entire body that can do this movement. So you're going to do it one at a time, and you're just going to make a simple circle with each shoulder, noting where and if you have pain, stiffness, clicking, popping, anything like that. So again, one at a time so you can see the difference and feel the difference between the two, and watch for any overcompensation up in here. So you guys, if you found that you have a lack of range of motion, a lack of mobility, that you want more range of motion in your shoulders, then who knows what other joints in your body are gonna need help, right? I can help you with this. This is what I specialize in. I've been a sports massage therapist for 10 years now. I've been a competitive athlete for over 12 years now, and I want to help you with this. This is something that I really love to do. I've created 4 separate videos. The first one is from my Flabs challenge, right? So that's all core related. Second one is glutes and legs. So BYOB, build your own butt and legs challenge. Third one is the comprehensive full body view on mobilizing, activation, and stabilizing the body, okay? Strengthening, toning up, getting everything nice and stabilized and realigned. Then the 10-minute video that I also have created, which is more about recovery, self-massage, static stretching, all of the recovery, alignment, realignment, and posturing ourselves, essentially rebalancing our posture. That's also in there too. So I'm gonna put that link below. Check it out. If you liked what you saw here today, I really would appreciate if you liked my Activate with Liz Facebook and Instagram page. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.